This house is easily my absolute favorite build of the alphabet build series so far. Ridiculously excited to show you because I'm so proud of it. Hi, hey, hello, my name is Sarah and welcome back to my alphabet build series in The Sims 4. I'm not good at building in The Sims 4, so I make silly builds on purpose, and my alphabet build series, it's definitely very silly. So we have done the letters A through O. We are up to the letter P today, and let me just straight away immediately tell you, this house is easily my absolute favorite build of the alphabet build series so far. I am ridiculously excited to get into the game and show you what we've got happening. So let's jump into The Sims 4. I'm going to show you the shell and the floor plan, and then we're going to get into the speed build. So let's jump into The Sims 4. So this is the shape of the letter P. Now, I haven't even got roofing on here yet because I immediately, as soon as I was coming up with the concept for the letter P, had the most brilliant light bulb idea in my head. It's not the most brilliant. It's been done before, but for me, it's very out of my comfort zone for how I was gonna roof the letter P. So that's why I've shown you just the shell with no roofing on it, because I wanted to save the roofing for when we get into the actual build. So this is the shape though. We do have curved walls for the beautiful curved part of the letter P, which is fantastic. Now, looking at this floor plan, this was done before I really knew what this build was going to be capable of, because this build ends up being way more amazing than I could have even conceived at this point. So I had a very conservative idea, very conservative floor plan here. At this point, I was thinking this was going to be at the entryway, like we were going to have the front door off the side here, and we were going to have a living room here. I was thinking this was going to be a dining room, and I was thinking this was going to be the kitchen, and then I was thinking that this was going to be the bedroom, and then we were going to have an ensuite bathroom. So it's only going to be a 1-bedroom, 1-bath house. That doesn't change. The fact that it's a 1-bed, 1-bath house does not change, but there are things that do change throughout this floor plan. For example, the dining room and the kitchen kind of just become one room, but it's not this great big massive room. It ends up being a little bit smaller than that, and I do end up making the bathroom, bringing the bathroom down and actually splitting it into 2. You will see that in the speed build though. It happens very, very early on. I do also bring the lounge room back up this way a little bit and having a very exciting split here for a beautiful front room of this house. I cannot wait to show you all the things. I'm so excited. So with that being said, we're just going to get into the speed build right now. Let's get into it. So you'll be seeing as I'm putting in the furniture, I'm actually doing the changes that I was talking about to the layout. So in the ensuite bathroom specifically, I cut some of that room so it's not quite so big, and I was able to make this little walkway into the ensuite bathroom because we have an option that I was able to use in the bedroom that I was super excited about. There was so many options that I actually had available for this build that I was very, very excited about. You'll see I've already done like the wallpaper and the flooring. I was just so excited once I was getting all of these options out, all of the furniture options out, the windows, the doors. I was so immediately excited. Like this vibe that I was hoping I was going to be able to create, I knew immediately I was going to be able to create it. It's the first build that I really feel like I've been able to create something that I've wanted to create, which I wasn't expecting. I wasn't expecting the letter P to have all of these amazing options, but it does. So you'll be seeing that as I'm putting the windows in, I've done some funky things with lights on either side. It's just really, really ornate, this build, in a way I wasn't expecting. It also kind of gives me like eco kind of vibes, modern and eco. It's really, really nice in my opinion, honestly, and I love just everything about this house. I can't wait for you to see it fully decorated. As I'm now putting in all the furniture into the respective areas, one of the things that I was able to do, specifically leading into that ensuite bathroom, we had one of the big built-in wardrobes, you know, the ones that are huge, that are the big squares that you ideally would wall into a room and have it be like a built-in wardrobe. We had one of those available, and I haven't had one of those available yet, so I was so excited to be able to use it. So I made this little like dressing room that's very, very common to see in houses here in Australia anyway. You have like the main bedroom, and then you'll have a little walk-in closet, and that walk-in closet will then walk into the ensuite bathroom. That's very, very common here in Australia. So to be able to create that was so exciting for me. Now, putting all of the pieces together, this is one of those builds that I was talking about in the letter O house, and the letter O house definitely was not one of those builds, but This was one of those builds where everything just came together so easily, so beautifully. It's like it was meant to be. It's like the letter P was just waiting for me to come and do this and be like, yes, you're gonna have a freaking great time with this build. It was so rewarding after doing the letter O, because the letter O was really bad and I hated the letter O. We're actually building next to the letter O, so you'll be seeing it in the background as we're doing things here. But after the awfulness that was the letter O, to have the letter P be so fun and was just so rewarding. It just reinvigorated my spirits after what was the letter O. So we had these beautiful industrial windows with the arches. We had these beautiful industrial archways that came with the industrial kit. So many incredible options to give me the vibes that I was looking for. And even in the furniture as well, like we had some more modern pieces as well as some like more old school pieces in the kitchen specifically. I know you'll see we've got like the country kitchen stovetop, and we've got an older looking fridge as well. But yeah, it just ends up really, really nice vibes in this whole entire house. I'm so happy with how it came out. Even here, like I was so happy at this point, and at this point I hadn't even found all of the things that I could use to decorate yet, and it changes so much from even what you're seeing here. Like this lounge room is way too big here looking at this now. The fact that it gets split and actually has another room in the front, it just makes so much more sense, and I'm so excited to be able to share that with you because you won't be seeing that in the speed build. So the vibe for this house, and I generally sometimes get a vibe for like the people that would be living here. This feels like a young couple would live here, maybe someone who is a gamer, because we definitely have some gamer vibes in the bedroom. We've got some gaming objects in there in the long run, and then would also be an artist as well. The other person would be an artist. The vibes definitely come through with that as well, because we've got the letter P. A lot of our decorative items were like paint this or paint cans and painting canvases and things like that. So a lot of those things that started with the letter P I was able to use, and it did definitely dictate the direction that this build went in. It was so freaking exciting. Oh my god, I was, like I said, I was so stoked at this point with what I had, and I was so excited to see it all just come together so easily. Like this was probably the quickest that a build has come together for me in this entire alphabet build series, because the speed build is actually freaking done right now. Oh my god. So it took me about 25 minutes to put everything that you have just seen together, which really isn't very long at all. Generally takes at least 45 minutes to get that point of the speed build done, but this build just came together so quickly and so easily. But with that being said, you didn't see any of the decorating stuff. This build has changed so much from even what you have just seen, and I'm ridiculously excited to show you because I'm so proud of it. And I mean, I might be biased because I'm the one that built it, but it just is great in my opinion. I'm so freaking happy with it. So with that being said, let's jump back into The Sims 4 and let's take a look at the completed letter P house. So this is actually the letter P from the top down, and I'm gonna just let you take it in for a minute because there is a lot going on here. So I've got to talk about this roofing first. I actually was served a TikTok of Kayla, Lil Simsy. She was talking about how to make a skylight using platforms to surround the glass part of the roof, and I thought about trying to do that with this roof, specifically with our beautiful skylight that we've got here. Unfortunately, using platforms on curved rooms is impossible. You just can't. You cannot do it. So what I ended up having to do is just have this one piece of glass roofing here, and it acts as a skylight down into the bedroom. It's so beautiful. I'm absolutely just so in love with that on its own. I was so stoked. And then we do have this half gabled roof on the straight part of the letter P as well. This is the shingle that we had for the letter P. And I mean, it kind of dictated the fact that it was giving me more of a green kind of eco home. Because I mean, obviously we've got some moss on there. So it's very green on its own. But then I had originally thought of doing like a black stone or black brick on the grassy part here. But once we had this green on this half gabled roof, I had to go with grass, and it just completely dictated the rest of this build. With that being said, I know you can see we've got some funky stuff happening down here, so let's come down to eye level. We'll finally get into the letter P house. but this is the letter P house from the very front. Again, it's kind of really interesting vibe. It kind of has like a modern feel, but then it also has some like vintage feels as well, specifically with the square windows that are in between the two arched windows here. They're from Jungle Adventure, and they kind of give this like vintage, almost 70s feel to me. So it's kind of like a mix of like, maybe this house was done up. They kept some of the vintage vibes, but they have some modern vibes as well. So we do have this archway that leads into the little front area that heads towards the front door, which here we do have a picnic table. We've got lounges and a hot tub out here. This is the only outdoor space that we have for this house. There's no side yard. This is the side yard, and it leads to the front door. So I knew that I wanted to do 2 pools on either side of the front door. However, the front doors were actually more central here, like sort of where that planter ends. That's where the front doors were, and it was a little bit more even, but I did have to make some changes on the inside of this house, like I've already mentioned. So we've got a slightly smaller pool on this end. I apologize. Than we do on this end. It's uneven. It drives me crazy, but it was the only way I was going to be able to have the front doors work for this build, was to have them slightly off center. This is what you see when you walk through the front door. Now you'll be seeing to the left, you'll be seeing my sim through the window here. Hi, that's me. That's my sim self. Hi there. Yeah, there is also an archway here because, like I said, I did have to divide the lounge room because I needed to make a very specific room, and we're going to look at that very specific room in just a moment because I do want to take a look at the rest of the lounge room first. So this room is definitely still big enough, given the fact that it is smaller than what it was. It still is big enough. So we've got this massive freaking projector TV, which I did actually size down because it's freaking huge. And then we've got some display cabinets, we've got a bookcase, and then looking back around, this is the lounge suite with the front door in the background there. Now I know you'll be seeing, I've spoiled it already, through this archway we have an artist's studio. Because we had so many, like the paint cans and things that started with P that were painting related, like even this little painter's thing here that's on the wall, I just had to make a painter's studio. It just made so much sense to give this painter a studio with canvases everywhere, and I abso-freaking-lutely love the vibe in this room with the brick on the floor. Absolutely gorgeous. This is just the perfect little painter's studio, and I love how it is off of the lounge room as well. So you guys, unfortunately my computer hates tab mode for some reason. I've been showing you this build in tab mode so far, and I know you will have noticed there was a couple of little laggy moments. The lag is getting really bad, so I'm gonna have to show you the rest of this build out of tab mode. Let's continue on with the rest of the tour. So then I know you'll be seeing through this archway to the kitchen, so let's go and take a look. And straight away, the dining table we've got, I mean, it's very small, but it's totally fine. This was the only dining table that we had that started with the letter P, so once I realized we only had a small dining table and realized that we didn't really need a dining room for this tiny little dining table, that's when I decided to combine the dining table into the kitchen and maybe make a slightly larger kitchen to be able to accommodate that. So that being said, it's kind of hard to see. The layout of the kitchen is pretty basic. We don't have any upper cabinets or anything, but that being said, I don't think you really need them. Like, this kitchen does not feel empty by any means. It still has enough clutter to be like, yeah, it is a kitchen that is lived in. We've got some interesting vibes given that we've got the country kitchen kit, retro kind of stovetop in here, but it really works with the vibe. I also love having this stone as the backsplash in here. Very cute. It gives that kind of vintage vibe that I was talking about earlier as well. I can't believe I haven't even mentioned this yet, but the twist on this challenge is I use build and buy items whose titles start with that same letter of the alphabet that I'm building with. The example I use for this, because it's the easiest example to understand, is in the letter D house, I had to use this bush toilet because it was the duty calls toilet, and it was the only toilet that we had that started with the letter D. So for this build, all of the essential furniture starts with the letter P, and a majority of the furniture starts with the letter P. There's some essential items that I needed that did not start with the letter P. For example, kitchen counters. you need kitchen counters in order for a build to be functional. The counters that we used in this build, they started with the letter S because they are the closest to. So if I do not have an essential item that starts with the letter I'm building with, I'll go with the closest letter to. So we do have the letter S for these kitchen counters. With that being said, now we're back in the lounge room. We are going to take a look into the bedroom. I know you're seeing we've got the big aquarium in here. So when you walk in the door, you've actually got to take a swing around to the left to see the bedroom. So we do have the bed hidden behind this like bamboo plant and this little like divider here, just to give a little bit of privacy, just because we do have a big open archway into the bedroom. We also have like this gaming rig. Like I said, this is kind of the gaming spot in this bedroom as well. We've got a guitar here. We've got the gamer's desk over here, but we unfortunately do not have any computers that start with the letter P. So there is no computer in this house, even though we've got this epic gaming desk. But then we take a look at the bed. There's a lot happening, honestly, between the patterned wallpaper and the patterns on the bed, the patterns on these cushions, the patterns on these side tables. There is a lot happening in this space. Also, the pink and the purple lava lamps. There's a lot going on, but I love this space. It's very cozy. We do also have the TV across from the bed, so your Sims can watch TV from the bed, or they can sit on this little couch that's at the end of the bed as well. We do have this door here that is off the other side of the bedroom. If we come in here, and this is going to be impossible to see. So we do have the two walk-in closets that I was talking about. We've got one for him and we've got one for her in this room. And you walk through that, you've got the closets, and then you walk through to the ensuite bathroom. Now, the ensuite bathroom is also just immaculate vibes to me. It is the only bathroom in the house, so it might be a little bit inconvenient that you've got to walk all the way into the back corner of this house to use the bathroom. But do I care? No, because it's beautiful and I love this ensuite bathroom. The vibes, very tranquil, very green, a little bit modern, but again, with the brick flooring, you kind of also get that vintage rustic kind of feel. I'm just super impressed. I really, really love how this build came together. It is absolute perfection in my opinion. We do have his and hers basins, as you've seen. Why do we have this clipping through the wall though? I did not even notice that this range hood was clipping through the wall. Let me just bring that back out so that it is not clipping into the bathroom. I am so sorry about that. That's fine. So yeah, you guys, that is in fact the letter P house, completely decorated, completely furnished. I'm just so in love with this build as a whole. Like, I really can't pick what my favorite part of it is. It was an absolute pleasure to build this build. I had so much fun with it. It's just so good in my opinion. Am I just being biased? Let me know in the comments down below. With that being said, you guys, if you would like to download the letter P house for yourself, it will be available on the gallery to download. My gallery ID is sezrawrr, the same way it's spelled here. There's just no plays on the end. Now, as per usual, like with all of the other alphabet builds, it does use a lot of packs because I am filtering through every object in the game to be able to furnish these houses. I'm just so happy with how this build turned out. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. So it will be available on the gallery if you would like to download it. But you guys, that's all I've got for this video of building a house in the shape of the letter P. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed putting it together for you. That being said, the next letter is the letter Q. And I know that we've got a couple of options for things, but I'm really, really nervous about the letter Q. So if you would like to see that build come to life, hit the subscribe button down below and hit the notification bell next to it to be notified of every time that I upload. And if you liked this video, let me know by hitting the like button down below and leave me a comment as well. Leave me a comment of an emoji that starts with the letter P, just to let me know that you got this far in the video, that you enjoyed it, and you want to see more. I would greatly appreciate that. But guys, I hope you're having the greatest day ever, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!